What's up, dudes? So today, as you can see, we're down here at my private lake. It's not just my private lake, the community I live in, this is the private lake. This is where I come to do a lot of kayaking, especially during the week when I'm off work. It's where I do a lot of roll practice. As you can see, I got to sit on top today. But what I wanted to do is, if you've been a follower of the channel, whether you're subscribed or not, there was a series of 4 videos that was posted over the last 4 weeks of our trip down the Etowah River. And in that trip, I bought a piece of gear specifically for that trip, and I used it hard during the trip. I was tough on it, and I wanted to do a review. Just a reminder though, all of the gear reviews that I've done in this video, or in my videos, or in any of my videos, are or have been, I've either bought myself or someone has given to me as a gift. I'm in no way sponsored, affiliated, or any of that stuff with any of the companies that make the gear that I review. If for whatever reason that ever happens down the road where I gain a sponsorship, it will be included in the video, something along the lines of this is a paid sponsorship. If you don't see that, then I'm in no way affiliated with any of these companies. So yeah, let's get to it, guys. The piece of gear that I want to review today is this bag, and this is actually a backpack. It's got the shoulder straps, as you can see. It's got the chest strap that goes across your chest, and it also has a hip belt. It's padded, probably 1-inch thick padding here. It is a top load style, so everything goes in from the top, and it's a roll down style as well. And so this pack is made by Earth-pak. It's 55 liters, and I chose the 55 liter because, coming from the hiking world, I know that it takes quite a good sized pack to be able to pack enough gear for a multiple day trip. And so I knew this Earth-pak would be good to do the trick. So the seams down here are plastic welded, and again, it's roll top. It's got these sort of maul attachments here. I put a carabiner on one of these. I had a carabiner with a tourniquet, and then on the other one on this side, I had a carabiner with like 4 bandanas hanging off of it. You never know when you're going to need bandanas. You can use them for wearing, to washing dishes, to washing your face. Nathan had taken 2 of them at one point to cover his legs to keep from getting sunburned. So anyways, it's got these side buckles, which you'll see in a moment, and then it's got this buckle here. It's also got a pocket on the front with a zipper that is lined with plastic. I kind of had a bad feeling about this pocket from the beginning, so I kept my first aid kit in there. I did keep the first aid kit in a Ziploc bag, and thankfully I did, because this pocket definitely did not hold true to be waterproof. On the inside, there are some little pockets down in there. I didn't use those. I didn't really have space for them, so I didn't bother with it. And so what I figured we would do today is, I brought some of the gear that I had packed in this bag while we were on our trip. And this is just for demonstration purposes. So I only brought a couple things. So I've got my sleeping bag that I used, hammock straps that I've made myself, ultralight hammock, and just a little snack food bag. And so my plan is to pack all of this stuff in that bag, and then I'm gonna come down here to the boat and I'm gonna show you exactly how I had my pack on this boat, and I'm gonna explain a little bit of why I'm gonna show you that when I show you, and then I'm gonna do a couple tests in the water for you guys, dunking the boat and showing you what happens to this stuff on the inside. So you guys hold on a minute, let me get this stuff packed up, and then we'll get right down there to the water. Okay, as you've seen there, nothing special, just throw the stuff in. That's pretty much, I had it packed just a tad different whenever I had it packed for the trip, just because I was trying to maximize space, so I was kind of organizing. I had a couple other stuff sacks with food, like a cooker and stuff in it, but anyways, so as you can see, it rolls down and it builds up a fair amount of air on the inside, and I just left that air in there because it helps with flotation if was to fall off the boat. And then you've got these side buckles that are also plastic welded on the side, and I put a lot of torque on these when we were on the river and never had an issue with the stitching or anything coming undone. They tighten down pretty well. They've got a lot of adjustment here, as you can see. And then this top buckle that you seen a while ago buckles over here over the top, kind of keeps everything nice and tight on the top. And I actually had 2 hand paddles in case we experienced a broken paddle issue through here. Stayed for the majority of the trip. So let's get down here to the water side. The straps have a lot of adjustments here. I was actually able to put this on my back over my PFD and carry it wherever I needed to carry it. So the reason why I wanted to demonstrate this part for you guys is because to really get an understanding of exactly the conditions that I put this thing through, you would need to see this. So these sit on top kayaks. This boat is not made for expedition kayaking whatsoever. It's just a little small day fishing kayak. However, it's what I had, so it's what I was using. But as you can see, it's got scupper holes in there as well. And so the scupper holes are designed that whenever the boat gets water in it from you getting in and out, or water being splashed in, that it drains out the scupper holes. So the only way I could carry this pack on this boat in a comfortable manner was I had a rope tied around this hanger handle, and I had the pack laying in the boat like this, and then the rope that I had around the hanger handle was carabinered to this handle on the back of the boat. And now this isn't really going to show it, but the pack weighed about probably 35 to 40 pounds when I had all my gear packed in it. And so with myself, my body weight, and then all of the gear that I had packed in the bag, I'm 100% positive that we were over the weight limit for this boat. The boat was kind of riding at a tilt angle like this, which it never really was an issue for me or Nathan, either one. The issue is when I sat down on the boat, and with all the weight, the scupper holes in the front drained where I was sitting, but the scupper holes here in the back where the bag was never drained. So this whole back deck area sat in probably 4 inches of water almost the whole trip. So basically from day 1 till day 4, that bag sat in 4 inches of water. And Nathan also experienced the same issue in his boat. His bag was also sitting in that water. And so while this is significant, because with that bag sitting in the water for that long a period of time, nothing ever got wet. I mean, everything stayed completely dry, from my sleeping bag to my sleep system, which was a hammock and a tarp, and then I had spare clothes. I had like 6 days worth of food. I had some camera stuff, GoPro batteries, spare battery banks. Nothing at all ever got wet. And that's also not the only thing. I'm actually going to get down in the water here so I can show you guys. But about an hour into the first day, I was not paying attention and made a stupid mistake, got turned sideways and flipped on a rock. And when I did, I ended up swimming through a strainer, and luckily I had everything tied off, but nonetheless this bag ended up being completely submerged in the water like this. And while that's important because I can flip this bag over any direction and it floats, for one, but for two, nothing ever got wet on the inside. And it went back on the boat like that, where it stayed in water, 4 inches of water, for another 3 days. And so I just wanted to show that I can do all that, plus it right in the water, and all my gear stay dry. And so to show you all that one more time, I'm gonna throw it back in the water, dunking around a couple times, and then we'll take it back up there to the table and I'll pull everything out of it to show you guys that it stayed dry. And that's not really a good test, it's just an easy demonstration, but the good test was using it on a real adventure for, you know, 4 days, roughly 80 to 85 miles of pretty tough kayak camping. So we'll just go ahead and throw this thing back in there like that, and then turn it upside down, kind of push it down under the water, and see it's pretty buoyant, so it doesn't ever really get completely submerged. And so now that we've got that good and wet, I'm gonna come right back up here to this table, and I'll get back with y'all in just a minute. Straight from the boat in the water to straight up here. And as you can see, as you unwind, there's a little bit of water up under the roll, and there might even be a little bit of water right here on the inside, but the inside dry. Tree straps for the hammock, bone dry. Food bag, bone dry. And last but not least, ultralight hammock is also dry. And so I will say that one of the most important things to do with this dry bag when you're using it is to make sure you get solid tight rolls when you're rolling this down, which I did not do just a minute ago. But if you're getting solid tight rolls and then you use these buckles on the side to cinch it down, that prevents any water from being able to get up under the roll part and leak into the top. And so again, that was not a very solid test, just for demonstration purposes, but it shows you that that bag was completely submerged just a minute ago as I was dunking it under the water, and it stayed completely dry. Alright guys, so my final thoughts on the Earth-pak 55 liter dry backpack roll top top load style bag is this. I have used many different dry bags from many different companies. I've used dry boxes, I've used Pelican cases, I've trash bagged things, then used dry bags over the trash bags, and I've found things that work over the years, but this is the first bag that I've bought that I was able to just throw my gear in with no other water protection on and know that everything was going to be okay. So the sleeping bag, the hammock, 2 different bags of electronics, 2 different bags of cookware, and 2 different bags of food were all shoved down in that bag, rolled down tight, and it rode on the back of that boat for 4 days in 4 inches of water. And on more than one occasion, not just when I flipped did it get completely in the water, but there was a couple times when we were making portages that it got sand and mud on it, and I purposely dunked it in the water with grit and everything on it, just to be tough on it to see if it was going to last. And over 80 miles in 4 days it lasted, and I was super impressed with it. The only one and only issue was that front pocket didn't stay dry, but it's really a non-issue. I mean, really, if you've got the inside stuffed with stuff, like if you've got the inside of that bag stuffed tight with your gear, you're not really going to be able to put anything in that front bag besides rope anyway, so it's really a non-issue. So overall, over 80 miles and 4 days of pretty tough kayak camping. Right now I'm gonna give the pack a 9 out of 10, 10 being the best. I give it a 9 because of the front pocket not being waterproof. If that front pocket was waterproof, it would definitely be a 10 out of 10. And I've actually also already looked at smaller Earth-pak bags, looking for like maybe a 10 liter or 15 liter, just something I can keep in my whitewater boat for spare batteries and stuff, because if they're as good as this, then I would never have any problems. So I hope that you guys found this review helpful, and it may help you in the future with dry bag decisions. You know, there's a million different kinds out there, and I'm not saying that this is the best. I know there's other brands that are better. I know there's other brands that are probably cheaper, but this is definitely a solid brand to invest in. So I hope I can help at least one person with making a decision. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will get back with you on the next one.